Welcome back to News Now on PNC. The Port Authority's legal counsel, Mike Phillips, believes the Superior Court ruling last week is a good indication that other appeals filed by Port management will work out in the Port's favor. But he's also critical of the CSC for taking up the case without hearing motions to dismiss it first. PNC's Betsy Brown reports.
It was a victory of sorts for Port management last week as Superior Court Judge Vern Perez overturned a decision by the Civil Service Commission to reinstate Port Controller Jose B. Guevara. Guevara is one of 7 employees fired over allegations that they helped Bernadette Meno file a fraudulent workers' compensation claim. The Port won the appeal because Judge Perez determined that the CSC did not have jurisdiction to act on Guevara's case. Port legal counsel Mike Phillips points out that this is something the Port questioned in a motion before the CSC moved forward with the case.
Now, the awkward situation I think the commission finds itself in, or maybe the staff, is that they now are required to go before Judge Perez and produce evidence that Mr. Guevara was classified, but they didn't have such a hearing. So there's no evidence before the commission that we're aware of.
Rather than trying to prove that they do have jurisdiction in Guevara's case, Phillips believes the commission should just hold the hearing on the matter as the Port had requested. So
now that they have to show up in court and argue, if they choose to, that Mr. Guevara is actually classified, I think is inappropriate for the commission to take that position because they never heard the matter. What I think they need to do is hear the matter and draw their conclusions, have their vote. And then, of course, they're free to defend that before a judge.
Phillips expects the appeals in the other cases before the court to go the same way. Not because of the evidence in the cases, but like in the Guevara case, because of the absence of hearings held on motions filed by Port management.
We have 2 cases where employees prevailed on the 60-day rule. We never got to a hearing on the merits, and we didn't even have an evidentiary hearing on that issue of the 60-day rule. And so when you read through Judge Perez's decision and order, he's citing to other judges, and we've cited to other judges that show you just can't say that the 60-day rule was violated. You have to have a hearing on it.
The Port still has 4 other appeals pending before the court on the workers' compensation case. PNC also reached out to Guevara's attorney, Jeffrey Moots, for comment on this story, but had not received a response as of news time. Betsy Brown, PNC News.
Guam Congresswoman Madeline Bordallo, re-elected to a 7th term, seeks to hold on to her power in the House Armed Services Committee as Guam enters a possibly key year for the military buildup next year. PNC's Washington correspondent Matt Kay reports.
Democrat Bordallo's voice will count even more on the buildup as a new Congress is seated in January with a larger GOP majority in the House and a new Republican majority in the Senate. Longtime buildup critic John McCain will take the helm of the Senate Armed Services Committee, while Texas Republican Matt Thornberry is expected to chair House Armed Services. Bordallo will seek to protect her position on the Readiness Subcommittee, a key platform for defending the Guam buildup.
I'm very interested in holding on to my ranking membership in Readiness. I work very well with Congressman Rob Whitman, and I discussed it with him. We had a hearing on the ISIL matter, and we talked about it. So I hopefully will be able to retain my position on that committee, and of course I will be going back into natural resources as well.
Whitman currently chairs Readiness, responsible for the single largest account in DoD's budget. The panel oversees readiness, training, logistics, and maintenance programs, military construction, installations, and family housing, plus the BRAC process. It also oversees civilian personnel, energy security, and DoD environmental issues. Bordallo also expects to return to the Natural Resources Committee and its Fisheries, Wildlife, Oceans, and Insular Affairs Subcommittee. She's expected to move up in seniority due to an election loss and a retirement. On Capitol Hill, Matt Kay for PNC News.
The Guam Visitors Bureau and United Airlines held a meet and greet with Korean media representatives this morning. Reporters from Lonely Planet Korea, Abroad, Singles, Grazia, and Tour du Monde will be taking on a media familiarization tour of our island. Part of their itinerary included visiting the shopping malls, going around the island, exploring Guam's culture, beaches, parks, and enjoying a swim at the beach. GBB Acting General Manager Nathan Knight says with the tremendous growth in the Korean market over the last few years, he's optimistic that this FAM tour will help welcome even more Koreans this fiscal year. We spoke with two of the reporters from Korea, and here's what they had to say about their trip so far.
Shopping is this FAM tour's best part, but especially she loves the Guam nature. She really loves the shopping at the tea area, but especially she loves the GPO. It's because the GPO is the outlet mall, and the many Koreans visit there because they already got they can get a lot of the discount.
And the Korean media representatives will be leaving tomorrow morning after a 4-day stay on island. GBBN United tells us that they'll be hosting more of these FAM tours over the next few months.
Graphic Center, Guam Super Shopper, and the Guam Super Cookbook will now be greeting customers with the Hafa-Day spirit. Graphic Center staff and management have taken on the Guam Visitors Bureau's Hafa-Day Pledge. A signing ceremony was held this morning. The Hafa-Day Pledge program is a cornerstone of the GVB's local community branding campaign, which started in 2009 and over the years has grown steadily in its number of participants. Graphic Center Vice President of Sales and Marketing, Jesse Rosario, says they've already been greeting customers with Hafa-Day, and this pledge signing will help their business move forward in promoting Guam's culture.
Moving forward, as we do business, as we do print jobs, and we'll encourage a lot of our customers, clients, when they do local print work, such as books or anything like that for sale, that we encourage them to put the Guam seal on in and just continue that.
To date, over 480 private businesses, government agencies, nonprofits, and other organizations have joined the Hafa-Day Pledge program. For more information, call GVB at 646-5278.
The Christmas season is officially here, and as a part of that, the Hilton Guam Resort has brought back its holiday train. PNC's Betsy Brown takes a look at the display.
All aboard for holiday fun. The Hilton Guam Resort has once again unveiled its holiday train for the Christmas season. The train is a long-standing tradition at the hotel, and work on the display begins long before the holidays arrive.
So like September, October, we're already planning. I mean, like we already know what sites to put up, and we just start doing all the planning and everything.
Look closely and you'll see the Lottie Stone of Freedom, the Umatic Bridge, Mount Lam Lam, and the Country Club of the Pacific. Marketing coordinator Carla V says the hotel adds new local landmarks each year.
Like for instance, we added the International Airport and the Our Tomorrow Village in it. So every year we try to make something local.
Local businesses sponsor the cars on the trains each year. The money raised from these sponsorships is used to make a donation to a charitable cause at Christmas time.
We pick a local organization that we can help out. This year was Alley Shelter.
This year, the holiday train brought in $5,000 for the Ali Shelter to use to help abused and neglected children. The display is open daily from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m., and it's not just for hotel guests. V encourages everyone to stop by.
Happy holidays from the Hilton, and just come down and enjoy. The whole family can enjoy.
Betsy Brown, PNC News.
All right, and we have Rebecca Kim here for a live weather report. So tell us, Rebecca, what's going on?
So the weather this week is not going to be quite pretty here. We're looking at a tropical depression 22W located south of Chuuk, 180 miles away from Chuuk South. And it is actually expected to intensify overnight and become a storm tonight and maybe even become a typhoon by tomorrow. But the bottom line here is Guam would not have much of its effect. The National Weather Service says that very little effect on the Marianas, and it's going to pass well south of the island. And one of the meteorologists at NWS, Landon Adelet, also told me that, you know, the situation, the condition is going to be quite similar to the last weekend's weather where you complained that it was raining last week. Remember that?
Oh, I'm so glad you remember.
A chance of rain is up, as well as wind speed. It's going to be quite breezy and cloudier, and also expect high surf this week. High surf advisory is in effect until 6 p.m. tomorrow, as well as high risk of rip current until tomorrow afternoon. And that's not caused by 22W, by the way. It's caused by mid-latitude cyclone formed between Japan and China. It has, traveled all the way from up there. Just to down
here?
Yeah, just to give us high surf advisory. It's going to be quite a dangerous situation swimming, especially around north and east facing reefs, so please be careful. And let me show you this graphic right here made by our dear news production manager, Eric. So skies will remain partly cloudy till tomorrow night, but due to 22W, it will turn mostly cloudy on Wednesday. And notice the breezy condition added there on Wednesday too. It's all due to 22W. East winds 10 to 15 tonight, going up to 20 tomorrow. Then on Wednesday, it will increase even more, 25 miles an hour. Highs around 88, lows near 77 degrees. And expect the identical condition on Saipan as well. Partly cloudy tonight, tomorrow, but mostly cloudy and breezy on Wednesday. And of course, our weather source from NWS. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for that very informative weather report.
So basically, as I understand, there's a tropical depression south of Guam, but Janella was looking at the track.
Yeah, I was looking at it on our Facebook page, so it's kind of in between Palau and Guam.
It's going to go way south of Guam. Guam's all the way up here. It's going to go this way.
Yeah,
So
we're
not
safe
much,
for now.
Not much rain, yes.
Okay. All right.
All right. Well, stay tuned. Sports is next.